I should have filled up my water. That's douche. I can't wait for everyone to walk in here and see I'm not even sitting here. Oh shit! Damsung will show up even when I'm not here. What does this mean? Hi Damsung.
The record of a good mod.
I mean, did anything happen that needs to be moderated while I was gone?
If you didn't see anything immense, it means we did our job, right? Right, Damsung?
But maybe you said something you shouldn't have said.
You don't notice.
I guess it doesn't matter because I'll probably cut that bit out of the... I won't probably. I usually don't cut out the first minute. So I'll get to discover what you said. If I can be bothered listening to it. Anyway, Ace Attorney 4, what was going on? I know the case, the person fell down and then like they decided that you know, I'm just gonna hit the continue button and see if we get... I don't even know what the clouded Kokoro is. Kokoro. Kokoro. Control N counts. Wait, what's the latest thing in the Kokoro? What have we been at? Warren. Oh yeah, so there was the bouquet that was on the other side of the road, which implies that they were on the other side of the road. And I'm pretty sure I ended the stream just after I did the work, which means I won't have to do anything else for like 20 minutes, which is great. So, Judge, no further questions, please.
Whoops, sorry. My screen just... I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Council.
If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, I got it first try. Oh no! No, I mean, well, actually that's fine. It's just here, right?
Take that!
But that's...
On the opposite side of the road?
I don't understand.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garradeb's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Miss Beat, never moved at all. What did move? Was the scene of the crime itself.
This is like giving some, like, updated autopsy report energy.
I just love that he keeps the pose.
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard.
Oh, something's happened. Doge. Thank you.
But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes.
It was 5 o'clock in the evening. Conversation got boring and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the ground. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, was he putting his hand on his sword like that? That was actually the west side of Briar Road.
Is it a West Side Story? No, that's not true. It can't have been.
There was a clue about West Side Story in Japanese tonight. Constable B then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. Oh, quick, everyone! You're able to spare because Damsung's busy playing Mahjong. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print. The victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
But the constable overlooks one thing. Just one thing.
What? What did he overlook?
The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly.
A prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast low light.
Where the streets have no luminescence.
Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say for dots.
Are you supposed to like seethe or something? I don't know. And that
That's you!
is the I said seethe. Seethe.
I don't know how to do that on...
You go like and that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond, counsel? Constable Rolly Beat. Beat? Oh, well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again. I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important? Oh, this trial's been going on for longer than a month, don't you worry. Oh, she's gonna do it!
Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
It's terrible. All of everything exposed. Only it wasn't a dream at all. This is the part where now that he's become tired, I'm going to start feeling tired. And I'm mad.
Order! Order! Order!
Just.
What on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving corpses is a criminal offense, isn't it?
Wishing the victim dead should be one too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London Town.
I can't
What?
I really am so sorry about all this. Savaging the odds of reputation for everything. I have a possible explanation. For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman.
And yet, Lord Van Zieks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. I believe it will be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you'd better show us some evidence.
Already? At once, my lord. England, Japan. Makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. Well, England's a bit different. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable action?
Is it because he wanted to take it out of his own beat? I mean, otherwise why would they give me this?
Take that!
Was that a pun?
How is that a pun?
Because Roly Beat?
Wait, I don't...
His name was Roly Beat.
Yeah. I understand that it's a beat pun. I thought you meant that I made a new pun.
Yeah, did you make the... Never mind, don't worry about it.
Okay. I realised that I'm a foreigner in this land. You know, I've only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all of this information about Japan and so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learnt that, though honourable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example.
Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat, in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
On account of this bouquet, my lord. Does this imply that if we submitted the bouquet, it also would have said yes? I don't hate if they did that, but it's funny.
Oh, yes! I'm not agreeing to that, I don't know. It was our very first wedding anniversary. I still can't figure out her voice. This is a problem.
I mean, I've changed his voice multiple times also. Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was so looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of him. I don't know who's saying this. What must have gone through the man's mind?
But sir, just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mrs. Beat puts up with a lot being married to a bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. That is not the voice I gave before, but let's roll with it. Let's rolly with it. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among us the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives.
Aha!
Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Yeah. Everything is alright.
So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Oh,
Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
good gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you've done?
It was the first time since I became a cop that I ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat! The criminal could still be lurking somewhere! That's right. See, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible! Then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on its beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations, help detectives. Why here? What happened here? Why tonight? Oh, nice. Why? It's Cover's job to get us the scene of the crime scene. I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch what I was on duty there. Then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words coming out of my mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Meersham Street and then... Am I supposed to feel sympathy for him? I think he's just a bad cop. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's happening
Oh,
now.
Constable.
I just wanted just that one night. Take my picture up and
Oh, Rolly.
just that one night.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring Beats case.
You see, well, I thought sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon? Oh, of course you did. Otherwise, my Rolly would never have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement. Ah, I see your meaning now.
The guard got me back instead. That's why I missed the roads I moved past.
Oh no, Ro, that was all my fault. I should never have dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Ro.
And can you tell us, Knamblanskbo, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total? 4. Yes, sir. It's definitely 4.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the garret of the household, of course.
But what made you place that book in the victim's hand when all the others were scattered haphazardly around? Oh, sir. It's because that's how I found it.
That's how you found it? What do you mean?
We first ran over to the sea. The victim was already holding them. So when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. You sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh yes, no doubt about it, sir. Interesting. I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you know. See, there were only the 2 people at the scene. Pat and me both saw it happen. Now, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who'd done it, I thought. I couldn't see the harm, really. I didn't think moving it all over the road would make such a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
My lord!
Yes, Lord Van Zeeks.
I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses. Stable, you may withdraw.
Yes, sir!
Mr. Prosecution, sir. What will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
But I am the police!
Please, don't punish my husband. This was all my fault.
It really wasn't.
It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late. Moaning? Sure.
Leave it now, but let's go. I'm
All right then, my love.
Just one more thing. Constable
So,
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
yes.
Carve that lesson into your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of crime.
No, never again. Like, so, you mean to say?
Now, the trial isn't over yet.
So,
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that?
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Sasuke Natsume, is the only person who could have committed this crime.
Objection!
no! I disagree. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous, but I believe the prosecution's probably well aware of the possibility already. Lord Van Ziekst, is this true?
Very well. Name the person, if you will, and a further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
Is it frickin' the old dude Garabeb Deb? In which case he's going to be on trial while his wife is in the jury.
Take that!
Is this wrong? I don't know.
Excuse me? I'm afraid I was unable to hear you, Consul. Again?
Is this my last live?
Maybe not that far ahead, I'll be
I
fine.
dare say, my learned friends, timid tone is a reflection of the confidence he has in us.
Ugh. Yep. At least it's a reasonable time for
That will
them
do.
to say this.
That will do, pig. That will do.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Damn, they should draw this one out.
Guilty! Guilty!
Like, never
You know,
in
they have
before in
to
an
do
Ace
it to
Attorney
you.
game have you hit an L this far. How far back? How far back? Oh, not very far back at all. Okay, so... Irrelevant. Obviously not. Relevant. Maybe. It's obviously not a sign here. Why would it be? I actually don't know. I could see it's an argument for both of them, but that doesn't seem right. Oh? The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord.
Once again?
My assistant made the same request earlier. In order to finally reveal the truth about this case, it's imperative that we cross-examine juror number 4, Miss Joan Garrett.
Me? Oh dearie me.
Objection!
That request has already been denied.
The situation is very different now. Mrs. Garrett, answer me this.
What do you want now, you little toad? She looks like a toad.
At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your friend, Miss Joan Garrett. But... in the course of an argument, a minor house fire was ignited, and to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened the window that looks out over Briar Road.
Well, what of it?
You threw this book at your husband
Morning, Dad.
when he was cornered with his back against the window. So it's frickin' Rolly ruined me. Upon striking the pane of the open top hinge casement window, the book plummeted down directly, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident.
Yes, and as I said, what of it?
During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So, let me ask you just one more time, Mrs. Garrett. This knife, one removed from the victim's back, not a victim, by the way, she's still alive. Have you really never laid eyes on it before?
Ah. I have no memory of this place. Oh, she did not. I don't recall it. Because I am a dick.
Seriously?
Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? Especially a knife? And anyway, the man over there and all the regalia said members of the jury didn't testify, didn't you?
Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all. Juror number 4.
Oh!
Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process. If you know something about this knife, madam, let the truth come out.
But that's just a common garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing. How long can I keep this voice up? I wonder. How do you expect we should know?
What's that? Are you joking?
What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garrett? Now you listen to me. I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I injured someone, do you hear? I couldn't bear it. Oh, the poor woman. So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on this being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife if that's what you think. Come along now, chop chop, do your worst.
Well,
Well, Mr. Naruhodo,
if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already.
Then take the stand, juror.
oh,
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks.
I'm going to have to testify. Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today. Witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware. Oh, dearie me. So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrett. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? As he folds
Many
his feet.
nations.
Certainly, my lord.
I'm doing a bit better. Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord. Such a strange feeling. For the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer. Check.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Oh god, she has tea with her. Oh, yes, my name is Joan Garrett. And I'm a juror and such like.
It sounds like even she doesn't know if she's a housewife or a maid or what. Anyway.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify matters on this case. Do you understand, madam? Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth, even though the prosecutors in most of these games tell you to do that, including this one.
Oh, dearie me.
Chin up, Jody. Nothing to worry about now.
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John.
Wasn't only you in the room that day, old thing, was it? Rather think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
Oh, but what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it. I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone. I call my wife comrade.
Oh, John.
I'm glad you get to do those things.
I hate those things. I presume you are Mr. John Garrido.
Too right, sir. Former 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir. See my fair share of action. Now, living the quiet life, as it were.
The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question?
Ah, well, yeah, I am quiet, but there's less more to that.
I believe this may represent first in the proud history of the British court. Holding a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented. However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband. You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question.
Sir, at once. Yes, on the day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now. Knocked a candlestick over and set fire to the carpet. Soon it had it out, though, and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at you.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. That bally thing in the victim's back really wasn't one of ours. You'll have a job proving it, I think.
It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems.
How would a knife get in her back unless she'd already fallen over? The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures.
Did they ever... Sorry.
You talking about the fact that the British accent has turned Australian again?
No, did they ever rule that her cause of death was a knife in the back?
Well, she's not
I
dead.
can't remember this. Oh.
To be honest, if the enemy had
But
kept
can't
shit.
testify.
Sorry, what?
She can't testify.
I don't know. She's in a coma.
Ah.
To be honest, if the enemy had kept shelling us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield, you're just a gnat's whisker from death at any moment. Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here?
Well, I must say I am dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this Jack knife.
It looks like he's facepalming.
In combat, one's focus narrows such that surroundings are barely noticed. These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they've testified already. This may be a dead end.
Ben Zeeks may will be right.
Well, whatever the chances, we only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth Miss and I heard of.
Last cross-examination. She said it, not me. But then I said it afterwards. Yes, I'm afraid so.
Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
Hold it!
The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe. You mean back in December?
If I remember correctly,
Oh, no one remembers.
it all started because of a note that was tucked into the page of a book belonging to Mr. Garrett.
Rather passionate note, in fact.
Oops, my bad.
But Mrs. Garrett found the note, discovering her husband's little secret.
And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face, too. What a sordid state of affairs.
Hell on earth.
I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. Yeah, besides, that was wide of the mark anyway. I actually don't know that song.
You don't?
I just know it exists. I've never listened to it, I don't think.
It's really catchy.
Like, they All American Rejects didn't take off in Australia until Gives You Hell. I know the song exists, but I never listened to it.
A likely story.
These waters run very deep.
And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face?
Set fire to the carpet.
Hold it!
The fire also spread to some
What would
items,
burn if I threw the knife?
furniture. Didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything in mine really. Just so happens there was some bath water around that evening, so I sloshed that and put it out. Oh shit, Garrett had bath water. It's valuable.
A most precarious situation that you put yourself in.
Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street where the water main isn't connected yet. Have to draw water from a public water dump during the day if you need any, you see.
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although the mustache Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. Plastic used.
The defendant, Mr. Nutsaman, you mean?
Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off.
Have you actually seen the state of the man?
I believe he uses all of his income to buy books.
Well, anyway, the point is I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. I haven't picked up any new information.
Hold it!
Even though the room was on fire? I mean, if the roof is on fire, it's electric.
that would be the time. Oh, yep. It's more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedowns in
I
Naruhodo.
forgot about those! I haven't been decked in 3 months. How did she know I was thinking? So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items that you threw at your husband that day?
In all honesty, I don't recall. But I feel I must point out that I am no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic,
Fine.
towel
Sure
with a
not.
sponge, a napkin.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, sir? Check out my pipe spinning. Mr. Garrett!
Don't shoot! Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Did your wife's remarks just now bring something to mind?
Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction.
The old thing. Boomers. Well, this is long before boomers, but boomers.
was somewhat more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker I seem to recall. Ouch. And the woman's aim is uncanny. She landed a direct hit with every... Ah! Good grief, woman! We're not home now. This is a court of law. Can't do this bit anymore.
Oh, Jeremy! Ever so sorry. Dear.
Also, she's pouring coffee into his pipe?
Is it tea or is it coffee?
I guess probably tea.
Mhm.
What's she even doing with a teapot? I act as if I know the difference.
Honestly, John, I would never have known such things on you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this thing. How you suppose that happened?
Your pipe, sir.
Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked clean with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. And when I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage. I see, your pipe was broken. I'd never have been sent flying unless it was hit with something pretty solid. Anyway, I managed to bandage this thing up for now. There.
You're one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear?
I wonder what we should make this count.
The defense believes Mr. Garrett some rocks just now may be of great significance.
Objection.
Even I'm turning into Garrett voice.
This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes as well as hearts may be broken. Sentiment, wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Indeed. Common sense, one might say.
Might one?
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Every man in this room, apart from Ryunosuke, hates their wife.
Well, I don't see why not.
I mean, Rolly loves his wife.
He's not in the room anymore. It's okay.
Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady. Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence. A clown in his pipe.
But Mr. Garrett, I'm Pagliacci.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh,
Interesting. Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe then.
yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think.
Just turn it over and give it a shake.
That's part of the blade.
What's this? It's a tiny fragment.
The blade is nicked. Tiny fragment made of metal.
How did that both get in there and stay in there?
Welcome to Ace Attorney. It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
Tip of a blade? Sure. It couldn't be. It's me in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? For some reason, it feels slightly ominous to me. It's trying to shout at the point. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garrett's dressing down.
I suppose you must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garrett. Given that he's gone through trouble of repairing it like this.
Either that or we can't afford to replace it. I mean, he was using it just fine. This is the tiny bit of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe.
like the tip of a blade or something.
Tip of a blade?
That's a very long. That's really long. There's something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't really know. It's just something niggling at me, but I can't put my finger on what it is. How do you repair a pipe and not see this?
Perhaps in that case. Maybe he was using it as support or something, I don't know. It would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again. That doesn't
This
make
makes it look
sense,
smaller, actually.
Oh, look here, Mr. Naruhodo. Just at the tip. Small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
Wait, part of it's missing? I could be wrong, but I've just got a feeling. You remember this?
Ah,
That's the Evans we were looking at 10 seconds ago.
but if it folds into the knife, right, then how can the blade fit?
Huh?
It's a tiny fragment of metal we found inside Mr. Gyarados' pipe. But the fragment looks really huge.
Because the pipe's small, I guess? Maybe it's a really big knife. Like, comically large. Yes, and just maybe.
Oh my, it's a perfect fit.
Somehow I just knew it. Oh, it's just a different...
Wait, can we see the blade again? The fragment, sorry, the fragment. My bad. The blade fragment. Oh, okay. What was the long thing I was looking at just now?
Well, it looked long because I had it like this. I don't know.
Oh! Okay, that makes more sense now.
It still looked bigger in the pipe.
I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh no, it's fine. This is our zone. We have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully.
Well,
I don't
thank you
want
for
to
that bottle, Mr. Gyarados. Now, if we could return to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim?
I think I just have to present this.
Objection!
Just get it moving. In before I missed an achievement because of that. Mr. Gyarados, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please? You can ask, but I can't see a bally thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eyed Deb back in the regiment. Of course, that was some time ago now. Even when I'm trying to enjoy the large print book by the fire these days. Well, I struggle to tell a B from a D. Oh, me too. In a year 3 spelling test, had to spell the word
This next year.
had to spell the word web, and I just wrote my B backwards and wrote wed, and they marked me wrong. I got 59 out of 70. Could have easily been 60. And a P from a Q, to be honest. Oh, not to mention, like me, when I'm doing like hiragana or katakana, you're trying to recognize if that's a sheet or it's it. I can get it. I just have to really think about it for a while.
Oh, he does. Dearing me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word.
Wait, 10 more points? Oh, yeah.
It would have been nice.
Actually, I believe a friend of mine got 69 out of 70. Memory serves me right.
I'm sure. I feel like it's highly likely that someone probably got like a very high score.
Well, we also did the same test like a few years later, and I did a lot better. I don't know if I got... I definitely got something at least 60 then. It was like, that was like, the test is just like, Oh, spell the word seismograph. I'm like, what the hell is a seismograph? Does that spell like S-I-Z? And like, I saw the answer when I saw the answers. Like, oh, I never would have gotten that. Anyway, you must very dizzy, doocy.
What is it? A tiny scrap of metal?
This is a big Columbo moment. He like finds a scrap of like, oh, this little minuscule of ash proves that someone's smoking in this house, but none of the people here smoke. Therefore, you must have been in here. Tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a very crucial piece of evidence.
Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence?
Didn't you see us just fiddling with that knife? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how it got there.
And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road?
So many people slapping themselves today. I am?
I want to.
What?
When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of the case, my lord.
You appear rather confident in an extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then. Present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence in pad of this fragment of metal allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case?
Take that!
This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you'll find there's a small piece at the tip of the blade that's missing.
A common issue of the inferior blade sorted unsavory street marks. I would know. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones.
And what of this particular knife?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Of all the Ace Attorney games like dragged like this in this extent, like we know what they're gonna say. You could have said it like 20 lines ago. No, that's not the case. Tip of this particular knife's blade is in the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe.
Good grief! Lord Van Zeeks.
I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match.
Oh my god, I just noticed she's standing on a box. It's like when someone's like 5 foot
Order!
and they're on Jeopardy,
Oh
and
no.
so they have to make him stand on a box.
Oh no. Order! Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery?
He's pissed.
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
It's Sparta.
I wasn't sure what he was going to call it, to be honest.
A miracle.
So Van Zeeks has figured it out, has he? He has put 2 and 2 together. The 2 pieces of the knife.
Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord! The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe?
Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked clean off one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid.
Dear me.
During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was in the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett had flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord.
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. Okay, sure.
The chances are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In the same motion! All this happened!
Ah!
In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garretev's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the back of the street below. Van Zeeks is going to say, okay, so your guy just saw it fall on the ground, picked it up, and then stabbed her.
Oh gosh. Oh dear. Oh. No.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to be pointing. He immediately stops pointing.
A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
Is that racist? I don't know. Sorry.
But after all, it's just a theory. A court theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see,
Oh no, he's doing it again.
it's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
An insurmountable what? You can't use too many
Lord Van Zeeks.
four-syllable words.
Explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you
She-
claim to have
She
identified?
couldn't have stabbed in the back because she was standing up.
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife blade in the middle of her back.
Exactly. Yep. There it is. Yes, in her. Ah! Ow.
Ow. That's right, you silly little man.
Like that. Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Now, Jono, girl.
Thing.
What are you getting so excited about? Let's consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking on the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife was struck where it was fallen from above, there's no possible way it would have planted itself in the victim's back.
It ricocheted twice. I believe it could ricochet a third time.
This is not pinball.
I mean, let's look how much. Think of how much potential energy it would have gotten from all the gravity. It could have definitely
This
bounced.
is not pinball.
It could have bounced.
Order. Order. Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of the head.
Well,
It's lost for words, look.
what? I knew it! I never liked his theory in the first place! I don't know though. What really did happen?
It would appear the defense has made rather spectacular blunder. But I mean, it still doesn't take away the fact that, like, their knife is the murder weapon.
Yeah. But I guess it's not proving who didn't do it. But oh my gosh, you blundered!
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
Yeah, but it does sound like he's trying to suggest that that wasn't the knife. Like, not just that, like, the guy just picked it up and stabbed it. It was so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Inconsistency! Or in other words.
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand.
Van Zeke, to use that word inconsistencies, I do not think it means what you think it means. Miss Zato.
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. And your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then the way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A facet exceptions that your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection!
This inconceivable doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test! Yes!
Asians and tests, SMH.
I can't comment. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her on the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. See, she tripped and fell. Or she was rolling like a Katamari.
What are you implying?
She was rolling. Console.
She was rollier than rolling. She, like, remember how she set fire to the, like, house?
Ring?
She was, no, that woman set fire to the house. She was rolling in the deep. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. Shit, I used the right word by mistake. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. You already have the answer. Something about the book. Oh wait, I can hear myself.
Goodness.
Did you do anything? Because I can hear myself.
I didn't.
No. Why does it happen randomly?
I would like to know too.
Utter madness!
Surely this must be the last time. Console, present the evidence of which you speak. I love that the game now like even agrees with itself that this is just dragging on for far too long.
This is the last final piece of the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is. That doesn't make sense. Oh! The book fell down. She went to pick it up.
It is actually, that makes sense actually.
Take that!
This! The fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. Okay, so it's definitely wrong. Because the music hasn't stopped. Definitely.
The burnt book?
Is that not Mr. Garadeb's book?
Yes, and to understand its significance, we'll have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all now know, it was the police constable who put the book between her fingers like that.
Quite so. As part of this wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the
Yes,
road.
but she said that he said it was already like that, you fool! That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, sir, you know, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. That's exactly how it sounded. I have a photographic memory. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she have been doing much of anything.
So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By Jingo!
You gotta collect 5 of them and you get a jingle.
I think I'm starting to see what may have happened now.
Oh, dearie me.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garrett household on the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in a light fog. Hearing weird sounds. Might just don't. I'm not sure. When
Might
all of
just
a
be the chair being
what?
strained. Might just be the chair being strained.
I don't know. I think it's coming from her head. I don't know. When all of a sudden a book fell right in front of her. Or it might also just be like the trumpets or something that just sound weird.
The book I took.
Yes, Mrs. Garrett Ebb. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement?
Well, I really can't imagine, but I suppose she might have reached down and picked the book up.
What if she just like walked with a hunch in her back the whole time? Like they didn't even consider that. Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book.
Oh heavens!
When the woman reached down to pick up the fallen book up, it sounds like fart noises, I swear.
I think you're hearing things this time.
No, it's just like, it's legit in the mix. What position would her back have been in? That's right. Facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. I mean, no, she's not defenseless. She has clothes on. Then, in the very next moment, when the woman was still bent over picking up the book, bada bing. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. Would it penetrate her though, like, just from gravity? Like, legitimately? I don't think so. Mythbusters, please. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green was the defendant, Mr. Sosuke Natsume.
Well, I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor in the dark and fog. He didn't see the knife falling on her. Oh.
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place.
No, this is nothing more than a series of unlikely events by Lemony Snicket that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Everyone clapped. The judge is like, Mr. Ryunosuke, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett, you're checkmate.
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. Wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that.
There, Orbane.
Poor Mrs. Garrett. Of course, I've never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it?
Why is it that they don't call him John, but they call him Garrett?
I guess because it looks a lot like Joan and it's easier to differentiate.
I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book. And I threw the knife as well.
Or it might even just be a holdover from the fact that when we first met him, we didn't know that she was her wife, so that we didn't think there was a second Garrett, and they never changed it from that. If that was how it played out.
Maybe?
John, dear.
John Deere, like the tractors? It's alright, I know. You're a murderer. Well, attempted murderer.
I'm ever so sorry.
Oh.
Truly, I'm sorry.
And then they had sex! Okay, maybe not.
I feel like in her state that would not be a good idea.
I think he's dead.
Lord Van Zeeks, what news of Mrs. Garrett?
She's been taken back to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to ourselves, they caused what could have easily have been a terrible tragedy. We shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord. I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
And then she'll point the finger at the accused. It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time. We've never once met her. It's strange. It's almost like she's in a coma, Ryunosuke, you dumb shit. Carry on.
How wonderful.
Oh, sorry.
No.
How wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Yes, that is good news.
So, Mr. Sasuke Natsume.
I hope he asks me for the verdict. Oh, what was his voice? It was something sketchy, right? Yes,
On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir.
I thought judges are supposed to give pardons.
You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture. And have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
Big oops, we did an oopsie here. not me who should be begging your pardon. Oh no, Mr. Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my own eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
I was sure that the woman was dead. So I robbed her.
Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? Sorry, this is the wrong voice, and I keep getting her name wrong for some reason. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this is the judge.
Susanna hasn't spoken much lately.
Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed too.
I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. Sure, there's some evil spirits lurking in the fog, but they're hunting me. Poor Sosuke-san. His imagination really has got the better of him.
Yes, poor man.
So when it happened, I felt the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police! Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship and trust between our two empires. And for that, I'm truly sorry. Yes, it's my fault that you're idiots.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps.
It's Final Destination 6, baby!
We were befooled by the spirit led to false, and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east.
Yes. Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks, for all your help in uncovering this.
That chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Oh!
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes, my lord!
Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
My bad. As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare the truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bee while she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be. She would say guilty, so that she wouldn't get the chair. Does this mean I'm finally able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell my grandchildren when I get home, won't I?
Did you even hear the almost happening?
Well, he didn't say he didn't hear it this time. He's finally listening. He's even more tired than me.
Very well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman.
Not guilty.
Give me a dream.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
My guy's favourite song is Heart's a Mess by Guilty Air.
Very well, Mr. Sosuke Natsume. I hereby pronounce you
Husband.
and wife.
He only mentioned one name, so we can't remember. I love the court fireworks. I love the court confetti. Like, you don't get that when you get a guilty verdict, so why would anyone want that?
And finally, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, yes, Lord, sir.
You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. Haha! Sorry. And may you never again be brought before me.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, he got the kawaii eyes.
He's...
Bugger
Of
off.
course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
Thank you, consuls. Court is adjourned.
And then we pull up to the after party. 20th February, 3:17 p.m. The Old Bailey's defendant's antechamber. Oh, look him. He's still doing it. Wait, you mean me? Yeah, of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one?
Compared to the original local student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, the name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last.
Wait, that's
Oh, at last, I'm free. Joyful, joyous, jubilation! I couldn't think of any J words. Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
Would it be so hard to just say that? Look you did it. You saved me from the brink! What happened to the poor woman who was in no way your fault after all? I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal, Locum lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I have just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. You just sound like a real British person. What's your problem? And from high up buildings, I would see them looking down at me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. That reminds me of a story.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. So sick.
Today, you, Locum there, gave me my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronical bench. Before all those babbling British, you battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beholded the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellow, behold the best barrister ever born! Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. And I'm gonna let you finish. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan! An anecdote? An anecdote? Is that what's become of my hard work? Oh, there you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Still got it.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh,
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. What? It's just finished. Oh. What? No! Then my haste was in vain! Ah! It's you! Sherlock Sholmes! Oh, have we met, sir?
This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
I see, I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters had taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charm. This is all your fault, Sherlock Sholmes! You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you I have placed you down. He's probably got a knife in his pipe. You're that fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Had she been taken to the hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh my god, Sholmes, are you like... What level of victim blaming is this? Oh! Is this a dab? Is he dabbing? Like... But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human, after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. Continues to dab frustratedly. I do feel very badly about how I behaved. Well, never mind. Now then, what was it you wanted to say to me, sir? I just kind of want to punch you in the face. No, nothing. Oh, priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless! For everything else. This Sherlock Sholmes. Poor Suskus. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. That's not how court works. And it would seem you were not even found guilty. But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper! Ah, Lord Fensix. I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed! Oh, it's okay.
It will be alright, Mr. Natsume.
Just during hit light's eyes.
And the Reaper appears trying to make trouble.
Then make it double. I will protect you.
Susato, that's right. Oh, she's about to say something.
Oh,
Oh,
takedown.
here we go, there we go.
The perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Ryunosuke was coming right for us. Understandable. Oh, sorry. It's hard to read. Much as I like to being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. Oh. So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about us recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan. Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh,
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honoured with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here and the city it's shaped. And I've come to realise that it's my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it, about how it's the worst country in the world.
It's very touching, Mr. Natsu.
Or, in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse. That's not it all! The more I learn of literature, the more the strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled.
Like,
What?
of all the people he wants to run away from, I think he wants to run away from Sherlock Holmes.
You mean Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. I feel compelled to return to my roots and accept a pen and work of my own. Oh, I see. Work of literature by Susky-san. Could be an interesting read. And what of Mr. Zato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustachioed compatriot? Why would we?
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And now, only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet.
And you were accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right. We need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us.
It's calculated that we can only afford another 10 nights before the entire budget is exhausted.
Well then, you can take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room? Ah, but what it lacks in windows, it makes up for in books. Floor, ceiling, and walls. Great. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit!
Oh, yes. Tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's infallible wake-up call. Well, think about it if that's alright. Perhaps I could offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodging with me? Oh
No.
hell yes, 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 yes,
Really?
yes, yes. I don't know.
No.
Oh wait, no, wait, but
No.
she's got that she's got Iris, doesn't she? Doesn't she live with him?
Oh god, no.
Even with the jealous of time against you.
If a
Well,
vacancy is conveniently presented itself, then who do you think went out?
a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it's up in the attic, I might add. You sure it's just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. Sorry, ASAP. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of. She loves it.
Oh, this is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the Great Detective's office's attic. I'm too overcome for words.
So suggesting we look elsewhere is out.
Overcome with this.
Then it's settled! ASET will provide a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsumi. I insist! I don't know what to say, but thank you.
Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. Shouldn't take long.
Somebody's happy. Welcome. I knew you wouldn't take me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsumi. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame we're going to have to say goodbye so soon. So I wish the court dragged out longer too. But I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. Welcome. We'll meet again someday. One day. Yes, I'm sorry. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellows, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. I have little doubt that Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening. And so, Suskia's son's innocence successfully established, we rode Mr. Sholmes to what was to become our new home, 221B Baker Street. Always comes up in trivia and I can never remember the number. Oh yeah! 20th February, 4:41 PM, the attic. Why isn't the
It's a
chapter
really
ended
nice
yet?
attic.
Why isn't there a save point? We'll see. So this is
Is to be our new office. Yes.
our office. I rather like the sound of that.
Me too. It's something wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. Oh yeah, it's only a small step. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Oh my god, I don't like this. I don't like this look. Ah, Mr. Sholmes, yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good, I am pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you.
I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as the Natsume arrive. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Splendid!
So, Mr. Naruto, how does it feel to have your own office in the capital? It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures waits. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth of the city of London, that is. Sorry. London is a glorious place full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest of shadows. Oh no, is he gonna go rant about all the turfs in London? Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you are well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. Oh, am I ever? So once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London. That's threatening. That was a threat. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind. End! It says end behind me. Right there. E-N-D.
We did it.
Episode 5? I actually couldn't remember if there was an episode. Oh yeah, yeah. The Hound of Baskerville. The best. A hound it was, but not such a hound as any mortal has ever seen. Its eyes glowed with smouldering glare. The whole of its ox-sized body was outlined by white-hot flames. I wonder if I should read that home story, like, in advance. Like, it's like one of the most famous ones and I've never read it. But finally did it. A chapter done.
I enjoyed that you said earlier that hopefully we're going to finish this chapter, and I was just like, you mean it ends? It ends? This is Ace Attorney we're talking about.
No, if it's anything like Ace Attorney 1, this chapter 5 is never gonna end. Did we ever finish playing that one?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't finished it.
So when's the next good time to stream?
I'll get back to you again for either Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Sounds good.
You did it.
Yeah, I got an achievement today.
Just the one?
What?
Just the one achievement?
Yes, the first achievement in months.
It would be funny if like one of the achievements was you have to listen to every single dialogue option.
I'm pretty sure there are some that are akin to that, but not everything all at once, I think.
Gonna be insane.
But it wouldn't be the most insane achievement in my Steam library.
I'm not surprised.
Some terrible game devs, sick minds. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. So. No, but I didn't necessarily do those achievements. I just annoy myself with the fact that I can't do them. If you're watching this live or via VOD, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, etc., etc. It doesn't matter what time it is. All that matters is you're having a good time. You're here, have fun, and I'd love to see you in the next one. Until then. Bye!